So, sustainable development and social impact are gaining importance in investment. How does Ecam Capital incorporate environmental, social, and governance (ESG) considerations into its investment decision?
Yeah, look, investors around the world are increasingly ESG focused. Um, we tend to lean into managers with an ESG focus, and most of the managers we deal with, if not all of them, do assess their deals from an ESG perspective. And it's quite critical to understand, for example, if there's contamination, environmental protection on different development sites, for example.
Mm.
And it's impossible to lend to developers or people that are now sort of classified as politically exposed or dealing with the
Right.
process of crime. So Australia is very good in that sense, with the degree of due diligence on these requirements. But it's the more awareness and the more conversations we have around it, I think it's creating better ESG practices, and we're seeing some of our underlying lenders really focusing on things like NDIS and SDA housing as well, and really backing good social outcomes for Australia.
Mm. That's beautiful. Um, if you can go back to teach your younger self or teach your kids, I mean, what will you teach them?
It's an interesting question, Al.
Mhm.
It's a good one. Uh, a couple of things that I found really useful is the ability to communicate effectively, and to really sell and negotiate. I think that's a really key human skill, especially in the age of now AI and computing. I think there's a lot of roles out there that are going to be, I think, chewed up by AI and displaced.
Mm.
And so one thing, dealing with people and as a community, I think is really important is that ability to interact with other people and communicate effectively with other people. And so I think those are the two sort of disciplines that over the next 10 years are going to be really important. The other one I'd probably teach them is having discipline and resilience. I think that's especially in this day and age with it being ultra competitive, being able to stay disciplined and resilient to change, to rejection. I think is really critical of importance if to succeed in the world today.
Which is a way of life, by the way. You got to be able to deal with kind of rejection over time and
A
how
hundred
to recover
percent,
from that
100%.
objection and
Yeah.
so on. Yeah.
I was listening to something the other day another podcast, and they were saying um, negotiation starts when somebody says no.
True. If
So
everything was just a yes, then you're not learning anything.
that's right. That's right. That's
Cool.
right.
Um,
And also one of the big things for us as finance people is the power of compounding. The eighth wonder of the world. So I teach my kids that early. So if not just from a monetary perspective or a finance perspective, but from a self-development perspective, just 1% improvement every day
yeah,
in everything that you do. That can compound quite heavily over time.
interesting.